Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. Well, this morning we're going to use apples and I'm not going to peel them. I read up on the apples and of course several people had written in that I shouldn't peel the apples, and my opinion of that was that the apples were so contaminated because they weren't organic. So anyway, this morning I scrubbed them real good with the vegetable brush. Hopefully that works. So I am going to take the seeds out, and I am going to put my whole orange in minus the peeling, and I'm not going to peel the carrot. I did scrub that really good too. So this morning I'm not going to put in any extra protein like sunflower seeds, chia, peanut butter, or any of that. We're going to see how that goes. Well, I'll probably have to put some almond milk in, maybe. Alright, so here we go. This morning, and I can't see my screen again. It's going to be a couple of oranges, 3 apples, a carrot, kale, 2 bananas, and grapes. And I'm going to have to measure how many grapes it is. Now they've still frozen, see they got frost all over them. Alright, so let me get the oranges situated, the apples, and I'm going to have to thaw these grapes out a little bit, and we'll be back. Alright, we're back, and I've got the oranges peeled and the apples cored. I took the seeds out in that little core. The bananas are somewhat thawed out, or they're really almost completely thawed out, and the grapes are somewhat thawed out. So this morning I've decided, instead of using the almond milk, I'm just going to use some water with some ice in it, and so we're going to be kind of a purist this morning. Now, I wanted to just mention that I did get all your messages on the different websites that will give you calories that different fruits and vegetables have, and the glycemic index and all of that. And I appreciate that, and I have subscribed to like 3 of them. So anyway, that should help me out in getting the calories in all these ingredients. But the other thing I wanted to mention is one of the websites that I have used for some time now that I super like. It's called The World's Healthiest Foods, and you can get there by www.small-WH foods, and it really gives you all the history even of where the fruit or vegetable came from. It tells you all the nutrients. It also tells you all the studies that have been done and those that are ongoing, and just gives you all the information. So after reading all of that yesterday and this morning, that's why I decided I will leave the peeling on. Even though these are not organic apples, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to do the same thing with the carrots. And so anyway, I'm not too old to learn, right? So we're just going to give it a try this morning, and no almond milk or coconut milk. I'm just going to use water, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to use 2 big handfuls of kale. Let me turn it down. There you go. Again, we got the bright sun this morning again. So 2, fairly big handfuls of kale. And let me just mention that I also got the question on which greens gave us the most energy. And I'll have to tell you with, no question, it's going to be the kale. That's the one that makes us feel the best. And the next best one would be the collards, and then the least of all of them, I would say, would have to be the that little baby lettuce, and it's pretty expensive anyway. So that one I haven't gotten that in the past week or so, I guess. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my bananas in. They're pretty well thawed out now. And also in reading on the website, The World's Healthiest Foods, I did find out that the grapes are just as contaminated as the apples are. So, and these grapes are not organic. So, we'll just go ahead with what is, right? All right, so let me move this up here. I'm just going to cut those apples up just a little bit, just for the sake of getting them in. So this morning we're using 3. These are Golden Delicious, and they're medium-sized apples. And again, these are from the farmer's market. They're not organic. There's a lot of apple in there this morning. Now, on the freezing of the leftover smoothie in the mornings, one of the things I certainly found out, if you put apples in, they're going to oxidize and really turn the smoothie brown pretty quick. So I probably won't be freezing this one. Now with my oranges, I'm going to go ahead and put them in with the seeds in them. Go ahead and put the carrots in. We got a lot of stuff in there this morning. But there's another piece of apple. I'm just going to see how this goes. See if I can get these grapes in. They're still somewhat frozen. And then I'm going to go ahead and dump some ice water in. And I'll put the ice in if I need it, which I probably will. All right. Now we've got some what I call early spring going on outside today. It's yesterday probably it was in the 60s, and this morning when we woke up it was already in the 60s. So I'm guessing we're going to probably get up to about 70 degrees, maybe 75 today. All right, so we'll get the lid on this. Hopefully I won't have to use the tamper. But anyway, here we go. All right, can y'all see? Yes, you can see. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to have to use the tamper this morning. All right, let's go again now. All right, I'm going to also go ahead and put in some ice cubes because that's looking really thick to me. Don't forget to put the lid back in, otherwise you end up with it on your cabinets. All right. Here we go. Really thick to me this morning, but hopefully that's just the ice. All right, here we go. Mr. Bucky will be drinking the extra because it's got the apples in it, and I know it will turn brown. All right, here goes. It's really thick this morning. Very, very good. It's got a little twang to it this morning. So no extra protein. So we're going to see if this holds us as long as those where I put peanut butter or chickpeas or sunflower seeds or chia seeds. We're going to see, because this is all just fruits and vegetables. So it tastes very good. I can definitely taste the bananas and I can taste the orange. And it's got a little twang to it. It's still sweet, but it's got a little twang to it. Still a very pretty color. Okay, so if y'all haven't checked out the World's Healthiest Foods website, it actually, part of the reason that I needed other websites to go to is because I have trouble figuring out what serving size they're talking about, because they give the amounts in grams, and or they'll say serving size, or they'll say apple, so there's big apples, little apples, medium apples, and it's not exacting enough on the calories and whatever, but it does give the nutrients. And what I like so much about it is that it gives you all the studies that have gone on, and it's a nonprofit website, which is great. And it just gives you a lot of information on like one single fruit or vegetable. So I will certainly continue using that. I love to read all that. And it is a lot of reading, but like for instance, when you look up the one on apples, there was a person, but his name wasn't Johnny Appleseed. His name was Johnny, but his last name wasn't Appleseed. And he did plant a lot of apple trees in North America, so that was very interesting to read. Johnny Appleseed is not just a myth, it actually happened. So those kind of things, information, and also talking about on the greens with the baby spinach and the more mature spinach, and the way that they find out that sometimes the baby greens are more nutritious than the fully grown greens. So all that's very interesting, and it also helps me to decide what I'm going to put in my smoothies. We're still in the experimental stage, and we don't have any set smoothie that we're drinking in the morning. And I'll have to tell you now, the reason we started putting peanut butter in the smoothies back, I guess it's been 4 years ago now, was because our doctor recommended, of course he said put a tablespoon in. And we sometimes put two tablespoons per 20-ounce serving, or 4 tablespoons. And I'm sure that's why the smoothies carry us until 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. But I'll have to tell you, we don't eat any snacks. We never want them. We're never hungry like that. So, that's something to keep in mind. Now, yesterday we had 3 meals, and I slept really late. We didn't have the first smoothie until 11 o'clock. Well, we only had one smoothie, and we had that at 11. And then at about 3, we had a small tuna fish sandwich. That was some of the leftover tuna fish from the night before. And then last night we had the beef tips. And so we had those, let's see, I think last night we ate about 7:30. And then about an hour after that we had a little piece of the coconut cake that I took out of the freezer. So, we definitely got our calories in yesterday, and they were spread out over the day. So, all of it's working, it's just all working. So anyway, that's all, and thank y'all again for leaving me all the the different websites. I would have never found those on my own, so I did look up all of them. I have actually joined 3 of them, and they're giving a lot of good information. But again, that the World's Healthiest Foods to me gives more information than really any other place. And usually when you type in the world's healthiest foods, or a lot of times anything about food, their website is going to come up on the first page. They get a lot of hits, and they are nonprofit. So anyway, it's www.whfoods.com. And here's another little drawback to that site. You can't maneuver on the site, which is not good, but that's just the way it is. So if you typed in nutrition in carrots and typed whfoods.com, the carrots will come up. But from the carrots and all the information about them, you can't then go to kale from that site. You have to go back out and just Google it. So that part is a little inconvenient, but they give so much information that it's just a great website to go to for all the different vegetables and fruits. All right, I've talked enough. See y'all next time.